Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm going to do a few puzzles from Tactics Trainer on chess.com, and before I go into each of these puzzles, feel free to pause the video and see if you can figure out the solution before I just go ahead and share my thoughts and how I approach each puzzle. So let's get going. Let's try this first one, which is black to play. So let's see. What are my thoughts here? Well, the first thing that I'm noticing is that there's the possibility to get at this c2 square. And I'm recognizing that the queen is restricted in some way, and that I could be playing rook to c8, and after the queen moves, knight takes pawn. However, there is queen takes bishop, but I believe at the end of it, grabbing a pawn and a rook is going to be good enough. I don't know that this one is much more involved. Actually, it is. Hang on for a second, because after rook c8, there's queen takes knight. So this is something I need to be considering. If rook c8, there's queen takes knight. There goes my idea of a fork. Oh, I am, however, seeing something right now. Oh, okay, I think I have the answer. This is a little bit tricky here. So this rook, if I could just capture this pawn, then the rook here is going to be trapped. It can't move. And so I don't necessarily have to come here on the c2 square with check. So I'm seeing a way that I could remove the defender of c2 in a very forceful way with queen to e6. Queen e6 forking the queen and the king. And after queen takes queen, I don't recapture the queen right away, but first capture the pawn with check. The king must go here, and then after a recapture with the bishop or the pawn, the rook is going to be dead. So I think that's the solution. Queen e6, that is the correct move. And I believe I take here. Knight takes on this square first, and that is in fact the solution. So the little timer on the bottom is something that I'm not too concerned about, but I'm just trying to find the best move. So let's just dive right into the next problem. It's just two more. In this one, it's white to play. So let's see. And this right here, this little 330 seconds, it gives you some indication of the difficulty level. So, okay, white to move and probably win. This isn't one of those, the best you can do is draw type of positions. So how can white go ahead and do better here? How can white win? First thing I'm noticing is that, well, the black queen doesn't have any checks. So on white's, on this next move here for white, it could be a quiet move. It doesn't necessarily have to pack a strong punch. It doesn't necessarily have to give check. This was my first thought. Actually, no, queen here was my first thought. It's very forcing, but I also am considering f5 since it's threatening a mate in one with queen here. Seems like it's tough to defend. Let's see here for a second. It probably has to be one of those two, f5 or queen to e2. After queen e2, queen blocks. What's a good follow-up? It's also important to take a quick tally here, point-wise. White is down a pawn, so it's most likely not a good idea to be welcome to trades. Queen e2, queen here, then all of a sudden you have to deal with, you know, the g3 pawn. So that's probably not the way to go. It seems like this is the correct answer, f5. Would I have any other candidate moves? I don't know about that. Interesting. So, okay, after f5, if black plays here, g5. Ah, okay, I'm seeing it. Then queen here is okay, because you could exchange and then advance. You'd end up with a passed pawn. So I think after f5, how do you defend against queen f4 mate? It's not really a good solution to that. Not a good response. So I believe that is it, f5. There's no black queen check. So after f5, just double checking here. f5. If g5, then queen here, there could be king takes pawn. Hang on for a second. Hang on for a second. F5, G5. Then you just maybe push. E6, then there you have to watch out for eventual queen checks. The queen could maybe be moving and get to C2. I could always just not calculate all the way through. That's one of the tricks you could be using for these puzzles here. You don't necessarily have to see the variations in depth. I believe that this must be the only first move, so I could always just make that move right now and then see what the reply will be and then have a look at that position. But I'm really trying to calculate this one through to its end from this initial position. I am pretty much locked in on F5. F5, G5. Then, then I'm kind of stuck. I'm not sure. Is there some way to kind of track down the queen, some tactic to win the black queen? She is unprotected, but I don't see some sort of a trick to get the queen. So F5, G5. F5, G5, and then... I wonder if it would be E6. I think that must be the way to go. Just get this pawn marching. I'm going to go with it. It is the correct move. Oh, I didn't even consider king takes. Alright, so what's the deal here? Okay, so I'm definitely not seeing this one through to its end, but I think you just have to go hunting this king down now. How do you get that king? There's not going to be any stalemate trick. There's too many white pawns that could be moving. So queen f4, king here. Queen f6, king here. And the follow-up, I'm just not seeing it. Wow. What is going on here? Queen f4, queen f2. They both give check, but what is the story with this one? Huh. I am really stumped. I don't know. Queen f4, king here, queen f6, king here. He's running away. There's no way I'm catching that king. So what could possibly be the answer here? Pawn push? Oh, hang on. Hang on for a second. Pawn push might be it. Yeah, it must be it. E6. Oh, that is sneaky. Took me long enough. E6, and if the queen or pawn takes, queen here is mate. This is the king's only safe square. That's gotta be it. It is it. Ah, so the queen continues to run. She is officially scared. I could push yet again. I could give check, but that's not going to be it. King takes pawn, so I believe... Oh, okay, now I'm down to two options at this point. Take the pawn or push. Oh, I think you take the pawn here, which is then threatening promotion, followed by queen f4 and take the queen. And the other option would be what? Take the pawn, and I'm threatening... Yeah, that seems good enough, actually. Take the pawn, and I just have the threat of a check and then promotion. So I think I take here. Yeah, I think that's it, and it is it. And now just... This is where I think it could come up as a... It might say incorrect move, but I believe there will be three good options. I'm just going to play to f2 because it's going to stop any checks. No, hang on for a second. That's not the case, because after a check, the king plays here. So I do have to be accurate. After a check, there's going to be a king here, which is defending the promotion. So let me be a little bit careful here. Queen here. There is one check. And then after king h3, there's not a good check next. So I think that's it. So you play queen here. There's queen d2, king h3. The queen has a check on d7, but my queen would be there to stop it. So I believe that this is the last key move. Queen there, and it is correct. The check, and I believe you just go here, because I will be promoting with check next, getting a new queen, and that's it. Took me long enough, but let's see if we could go 3 for 3. All right, last problem. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Let's go with this. White to move and most likely win. Yeah, there's not going to be any draw or perpetual check as far as I could tell. And the first thing that I'm seeing is that this king is running very short on squares. I'm looking at the forcing moves. Rook here, check. King here is the only reply. I'm looking at this is the candidate move right here. And also one quiet move, pawn here, which would then be threatening a mate in 1. So, all right. Rook check, king here. Let's go with the forceful move first. Rook, this is how I'm approaching this problem, how I'm trying to solve this puzzle. Rook to b8 check, king a6, pawn push check. There could be a capture, recapture, king here. Oh, you know what it is? There's one little quiet move. I think it's rook check, king here. And then bishop to d2. There's not a knight move that could give check. There's a rook move that could give check in a couple different spots. But neither is going to help black to win the game. Yeah, I think it's rook check, king here, and then bishop d2, which would be threatening a mate in 2 with pawn push. The rook would be covering here. And the other variation would be to play b5 first with this threat of rook to b8. But after a pawn move, I don't know how to really defend against... Well, I don't know how to continue since there would be a new square available for the king. So I believe it is this check first. I'm going to run with it. It is correct. And now I think if you do this immediately, the king runs away and you're not really able to track him down. So I think now is the time for one quiet move. I think I could afford that. Bishop d2. There's rook takes pawn. You're just winning material. There's a rook check here after king c2. The same threat is there. And after bishop d2 of pawn push, keep in mind I could take twice and that'll actually be mate with just the rook and pawn here on b5. Yeah, I think that's it. Bishop to d2, one quiet move, and it is in fact correct. So, and then we have this sort of trick. You just grab the material and that is in fact the solve of the problem. Surprisingly enough, I don't do very well with these problems, so I don't know. I'm definitely not going to always be going 3 for 3, but I managed it in this particular video. But that's pretty much it. Feel free to share how you do with tactics puzzles, and do they help you with your progress in the game? Let me know in the comments section below. And as always, I hope you got something out of this video. Take care. Bye.